Hey guys, welcome to New by Design. I'm just going to be continuing the walkthrough series here for Destiny, with this being part 5 of our walkthrough, and it's going to be our first trip to the moon for the level 6 story mission, which is called The Dark Beyond. Again, I'm going to fast forward through this load scene real quickly here, and then there's a cutscene that I'm going to skip over when you actually land on the moon. So when you land on the moon, you're going to get a cutscene, but we'll skip over that so that you guys get to enjoy that for yourselves. So the first thing you're going to notice about being on the moon here is that you cannot use your Sparrow. And it's kind of annoying that you can't use your Sparrow, but very shortly after you'll be able to use your Sparrow. So I suspect that that's going to be a running theme here with every time you go to a new planet, you're probably going to have to find some sort of way to unlock the ability to use a Sparrow, just as we did with Earth, and now we have to with the moon here. So our first object of this here is to head to find the lost Guardian, who's supposed to be just up ahead here. And again, if you're ever lost in one of these missions and you're not really certain where to go, just hit your ghost to bring it up, and they'll do the search for you and tell you exactly where you're supposed to be. So you're going to check this piece of machinery here that was apparently being used by the previous Guardian's ghost. And basically, this just kind of spawns a bunch of enemies. It doesn't spawn it here, it spawns it outside. And what you definitely want to do with this mission here, because if you don't get up there, you want to get up to the top here as fast as you can, and you got to wait till basically the cutscene with your ghost ends, or he won't, or he'll just X out of the cutscene itself, and you got to do it again. But you definitely want to make sure that you get up there as fast as you can, and the reason for that is, if you don't, you're basically giving them the high ground to shoot down at you, because they'll come all the way in and they'll shoot at you from that little ledge there. So you definitely want to shoot your way up here as fast as you can and not lose the high ground. Not that it's a whole lot better. You can see I'm still taking a whole lot of shots, but I'm not really that concerned about hiding, because I'm not really concerned about losing too much here. Not until later anyways, when things get a little bit out of hand, which is just about to happen here with that captain again. So you'll notice one thing immediately about the moon, and that's especially with those little green men, we'll call them for now. Anyways, those guys, they're a lot smarter. So the AI in these mobs are a lot smarter, which you expect as you kind of level up there. But the dregs and stuff, the green dregs, they move around a lot faster, and they're really good at dodging. So it's a little bit more of a pain in the butt to go after them. And again, it's pretty much with every mob in this section of the game. Fortunately, very shortly here, when you do pass through it, you can actually get the pikes, and the pikes are pretty fun, and that's a pretty awesome part of this, just because then you get to ride around and shoot. And there's a nifty little trick I'll show you about that pike as well very shortly after. And it also helps you to, well, I mean, I guess you can just use your Sparrow to speed through enemies as well, but, or at least some of them. But the pike, it's a little bit easier because it takes damage a little bit better, and it also goes faster for, well, not really a longer period of time, but it goes faster for a shorter period of time, I guess we'll call it. So you're going to have this ship land with a bunch of reinforcements. And if you time it right, you can do this right here, which is throw your grenade and basically kill everything at the same time. Somehow one of them lived. I'm not sure exactly how it did live, because I kind of threw it right in the middle there, but that happens, I guess, and it would have been too easy if I didn't have to walk all the way back over here. So fortunate enough for me, I was able to restock with ammo there. I got 140 basic bullets there, and that is awesome, because I'm going to need a bunch here for these mobs that all spawn. And you can see there's another servitor that spawns here. Nothing that spawns here is really that difficult. And again, it's basically because we have the high ground here, which is pretty nice, and also I'm using my heavy ammo, so it kind of tears through everything really quickly here. The captain would have been a pain if I didn't have the heavy ammo, because they kind of always are, but that's just kind of how it goes. And now you can see I switched over to the shotgun because I ran out of heavy ammo. So now we're able to actually use our Sparrow. As it says right there, it says vehicle link has been enabled, which is pretty awesome, and we can now tear through some areas pretty quickly here. So instead of just tearing through everything, technically you can right now hop on your speeder and basically jet all the way to the next area. But I'm just trying to collect a little bit of XP on the way here. So I see these people here, and I'm just going to stop and get rid of them and check to see what's in that little dome there. It actually turns out that there's nothing in the dome, so if you want to just kind of rip through and save yourself a little bit of time, you can actually just pretty much just hop on your speeder or hunt down a pike and run it all the way up to the next mission. And I'll show you in in a minute or so here, once I clear out this room, how you can probably pretty quickly do that if you actually wanted to. So I'm just going to, like I said, take out some people that are in here and take a decent amount of damage while doing it. But like I said, I like to kind of play around. I don't like to just run through everything as fast as you can. I like to collect a little couple things on the way, and try to find the chests and all that kind of stuff as we go through it. So, like I said, if you're not into that and you're just kind of wanting to pass the mission to get the quick end mission XP, then that's up to you as well, and you can just kind of skip forward a little bit here. So now that we've cleared out this room, what I'm going to do is head out and try to find a pike somewhere. And that'll be, I think there's two that are just going to come up here right now, and they, for whatever reason, spot me from that far away, which is kind of surprising. And I'm going to have a bit of a duel with them here on the pikes, and honestly, I can't believe I don't die here, because there's two of them on the pikes. And I think it's only really because the AI has them kind of go back and forth. So they're doing a lot more circling than actually shooting, which is kind of nice for me, I guess. Not so nice for them, but again, I expect that in the future, as I do level up in this game and we hit the harder missions, that they will be smarter, and it'll probably be actually be a problem, and they will more accurately target. So you can see right here, I finally have a pike, and I'm going to use it the same as you used to use it in the alpha and beta PvP areas, which is just shoot the crap out of everything that you're able to. You can see mine's on fire here and the other one's not, so we'll just do a quick switch up here, and now I think I might just head to the next objective so that this video doesn't get too long here. So you can just ride your pike right up here, and it clears out the areas really fast, obviously, because it does shoot really fast. It just has that bit of a cooldown there that once you shoot for so long, the shots slow down quite a bit, and it's kind of annoying. So you can see that there's a bunch of enemies up here on the left, and we're just going to clear that out and then head to the actual objective itself. I always try to take the sharks out first because they're annoying. They get behind you quickly, and they do that jump up and down move where they hit their I don't know, jetpack or whatever it is. So the thing about this Sparrow is you can actually ride it right up and inside here. So just take it right up and inside, and then you have an awesome gun that'll clean this out really quickly for you, and without really any risk or anything like that. So you can see we're cleaning it out here, and of course I roll it over. Hopefully you don't roll it over when you do that, and you can just kind of use it to clean the area out here. And make sure you flip it so that it doesn't despawn on you if that does happen to you. And now you're going to hit the next objective here. So once you hit the next objective, it's going to give you a little update on where the Guardian is last seen, so that we can go track him down. And just because we can, I'm going to hop back onto the pike, and once we do that, we can ride that basically right off the edge here once the cutscene itself actually finishes. And of course we're going to do that just because, and I think, again, just to keep this video a little bit shorter, we'll just kind of skip through all these mobs and yeah, just go right to what the objective is. So I remember doing this in the beta, and you couldn't get the pike over, but I'm going to spend a little bit more time trying to get it over this time around, and unfortunately it is all for naught. So I do get the pike up and over eventually after playing around for a little bit here, but it's all for nothing, because after the cutscene, unfortunately, it does disappear. So after trying to get it out here and successfully getting it up here and thinking that everything was going to be all right, it was literally for nothing at all. So I wouldn't bother with it if I was you guys. Just jump off and run over, because right after this cutscene coming up here, it automatically ends up despawning and you don't get to use it anyways. But all the same, it was worth a shot. So at least I was able to do that and waste my time rather than you guys wasting your time. So the biggest thing about this part here coming up is there's a lot of mobs that come out of here. So what you want to do is get yourself in a good position to throw a grenade right there, and you can just kill a ton with that grenade. Next thing you're going to do is just slowly back up as you pick all these people off. I like this corner right here because it kind of forces, it doesn't really force them all to come through here. I guess they can still go around it, but for whatever reason, when you stand right here, everything runs directly through that small, narrow path. So you only have a very limited amount of the hive thralls and everything coming at you because they're kind of narrowing themselves down to a single file line. You could see only one guy actually went around it until towards the end there when they start spreading out completely. So now we've got pretty much all of them dead, and now we're just kind of chasing out the loose acolytes here. And they're pretty much going to go everywhere. So it's just basically you're kind of tracking them down. We managed to injure even some of these that were a little bit inside from that initial explosion of the grenade that we threw. And we're just going to track down the rest, pick them off here and there, until they're all gone, and then we'll go inside and do the boss fight. And this boss fight, if done properly, is very, very easy actually. You just really need to make sure that you clear all the acolytes before you start fighting the boss, otherwise it can be a pain. And again, this is another one of those missions where I would say I definitely recommend a machine gun. You can, if you're awesome with a rocket launcher, and like really awesome with a rocket launcher, you could probably make it work. But I find with this boss, the boss kind of swings back and forth pretty quickly. So it's difficult to lock on and actually accurately hit the boss with a grenade. And with the machine gun, it does a ton of damage, and it's very, very easy. You can just basically spray and pray with this thing, right? Like, you can just keep it going around like I'm pretty much doing here right now. For whatever reason, I'm having difficulty keeping a straight line with the gun here. So you can see we've cleared out a large amount of them, and there's going to be a couple more around the boss at the top of these stairs here, and right in front of the window is where the boss spawns. You can see the marker there. And we're just going to try to clear these acolytes away as fast as we can, because any second now the boss is going to spawn. So you can see the boss spawned here right now, and we were almost able to get rid of them all. We just had one that was pretty much all dead, and that was all that was left for it. So now we're going to keep on going here, and we're going to use our machine gun just because it just destroys this boss. Again, like I say, I'd recommend that you use it, but if you want to use a grenade launcher and you're just awesome as a whole, you go ahead and fill your boots and use whatever you like to use. If you're struggling with it, maybe try the machine gun, and it should be a little bit easier for you. So this is the ghost of the Guardian that we were trying to track down, and there it is right there. So that is all there is to this mission. If you guys found this video useful or enjoyed it at all, please click the like button. It helps me a lot when you do, and thanks for watching.